do as Princess Diana in The Crown.
She was fantastic.
She's amazing. I think she kind of there's something about her that is of a different period as a person, which I think she'll bring to Diana, which she brings to Esme in this as well. I don't think she even necessarily knows about it, but there is something kind of definitely lived previously or exists in a different period to now. So,
I spend a lot of time with her because I'm not allowed to give anything away, but am I allowed to say that I'm in love with her in the show, and but also out of the show? I think the casting of her, as Diana, as soon as we found out she was that, we were like, oh my God, it's so perfect. There's something of that kind of person about her, and in our show that adds to the character she plays also, where there's kind of like a kind of juxtaposition between like an inner strength and the external vulnerability, and I feel like that plays, lends itself really well to her character in Pennyworth, and hopefully will go on to do that in The Crown, because obviously that's what Diana embodied.
Yeah, she was lovely. I think she's going to be great. I've spoken to her a bit. She's getting on all right. So I think it'll be good.
Cool. Right. Any more questions? Look, this gentleman at the front, and one over there. Sorry, the mic's over there already. Come back over.
Hello. This is kind of for all of you as a group and individually. As we go away and watch the show, what for you would you say we need to look out for? Like, are there any particular moments, any bits that we might miss, or might think, oh my God, that's the bit we had to watch?
It's a strange thing to say, but I'd say sometimes I think there are lots of surprises in it, but sometimes I watch the background because there are some really weird things. The strongest thing one of the things I like most about it is the world in which these guys have created, and there's kind of this nostalgic, all at once familiar version of 1960s London that's completely flipped on its head and twisted and made 13 degrees weirder, and part of that is our supporting artists and the background artists and the costumes of it, and you'll be in a normal scene but someone will wheel a seemingly normal scene and someone will wheel a pig in a pram through the background, and it gets weirder and weirder, I think, as it goes along. So I would say watch out for that. It's a very interesting world to try and get to know. It's completely different to our world. It has different rules, and different structure, different politics, different entertainment. So yeah.
Does anyone else have any favourite non-spoiler moments that we should watch out for?
The pig was a spoiler, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's a pretty major plot point.
You can watch the whole show to find it as well.
Yeah. I don't even know when that is. There's grannies with guns, which is quite fun.
Yeah.
There's lots, but I agree with Ben really. The world and the sort of richness of the world is worth looking up for.
We do execute Jimmy Savile at one point.
Oh yeah.
Do you?
No, that's
Worth watching for.
I'm going to have to rewatch that episode. I didn't spot that.
Jane.
It's very subtle. He's there.
Good. Right.
Hi guys. Because it's in the 60s, was it influenced by the 60s Batman TV series? Did you have any influence?
Thwack. Was the 60s Batman an influence, Bruno?
no. Not because that's not a great show, but because, you'd have to get into a whole sort of analysis of the Batman Earth to really get to the bottom of that. But it's camp, and it's tough to, once you hit that camp note, it's tough to ever get back to serious. Whereas the best Batmans can do both. You can be funny, you can be scary, you can be deep and fun at the same time. That is pure fun.
We've got a little bit of camp though, haven't we? We've got a little bit of camp.
Yeah, we've got a little bit of camp. But you can, if it's all camp, then Did you guys have a camp conversation?
Did you didn't go to the, like, did you just for a laugh, or, you know, was the Batman, 60s Batman, everyone in the background at any point, or you kind of...
No, I thought you were going to say, did you go to the Batcave, which I did.
Oh.
Did you? Because Paloma's friend in LA took me to the original Batcave where they shot it.
Bronson Canyon?
Yeah. So I've been there.
Oh, wow.
But no, we didn't have it on in the makeup truck or anything. No.
Is the Bat computer still there?
Well, it's an amazing place, but it's essentially just a tunnel. And we had to hike up there. It took hours. We got there and I was like, well, yeah, I mean, without Batman, it's just a hole in a rock.
Right, any more questions, sir?
Similar topic. As you say that we didn't go back to the 60s in terms of the atmosphere, but watching the show, some of the camera angles, it does get skew-if and the camera's turned on its side and it gets really surreal. Was that more Danny Cannon and the directors, or was that a purpose thing to throw the audience balance? It's brilliant.
Yeah, that's very much Danny brought his rich visual style to it, and you know, those Dutching techniques and making things strange is very much part of not so much the Batman tradition, but certainly the English scary tradition. You know, going back again to David Lean and Hammer Horror, and just the way you want to shoot London begs for that sort of treatment.
Right. We've got a question back there?
I think we've got time for just one more, I believe.
Okay, all right then. Last question, no pressure.
Hello everyone. I was supposed to ask the cast, before you started your roles, did you ever meet any of the previous Batman actors to get inspiration?
Did we meet them? No, and I'd like to. So if you know any of them, that would be great. Did you meet any of them? No.
Not for this, no. I did meet, thank you. I was in a film years ago called The Imaginarium of Dr. Parnassus, so I was acting alongside Heath Ledger in that. Unfortunately, he actually passed away during making that film, but that's the closest I've ever come to another actor who's been in this universe.
So which Batman would you most like to meet out of all of them then?
I like Christian Bale. I think he's my favourite.
Ben? Which Batman should be which Batman is your ideal son?
I think my introduction to DC and to Batman were the Tim Burton films.
Yeah.
So, who was it that played it? I've got his name.
Michael Keaton.
Michael Keaton. So it would be Michael Keaton, I think, in terms of me first coming across it. Yeah, Michael Keaton.
Same.
There we go.
Adam West. Adam West. Yeah.
See, he knew what to say. I wish
One I could beat up.
Fantastic. Well, okay, well, guys, on that note,